guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have got the book called Malice by Heather Waters. Now this is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and I do love a good Disney retelling of a book, or a movie should I say. I have read Beauty and the Beast, Peter Pan, and now a Sleeping Beauty one. I think I've got a Mulan one coming as well. I believe it's a Mulan retelling. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll find out when I get to the book. But anyway, this is the cover. There is actually another version of this in the cover. I wish I knew how I can pop it up on the screen, but you know. But this is the one I got. It says, "Once upon a time, there was a villain." That's all we had for, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be one of those retelling ones, and I do love a good retelling. So, this is the cover. The cover is anonymous. There is going to be a second book to this book, which is going to be a duology in this series as well, which I cannot wait to read because this book was flipping amazing, guys. Okay, it was amazing. So let's get into it. So this is the front cover. We have our synopsis here. Right, I'll probably have to adjust in a second. So there's the spine, nice and grey or silver. I'm going to read the synopsis on my phone because I feel like I have to go everywhere. And then we have the back. So, the synopsis. A princess isn't supposed to fall for an evil sorceress. But in this darkly magic retelling of Sleeping Beauty, true love is more than simply a fairy tale. Once upon a time, there was a wicked fairy who, in the act of vengeance, cursed a line of princesses to die. A curse that can only be broken by true love's kiss. You heard this before, haven't you? The handsome prince, the happily ever after, the utter nonsense. Let me tell you, no one in Briar actually cared about what happened to its princesses. Not the way they care about their jewels and the elaborated parties and charming grinding elixirs. I thought I didn't care either, until I met her. Princess Aurora, the last heir to Briar's throne, kind, gracious, the future queen her realm needs. One who doesn't bother that I'm Malice, the dark grace, and horrid and feared of the mysterious and dark magic that runs in my veins. Humiliated and shamed by the same nobles who pay me to bottle hexes and then brand me a monster. Aurora says that I should be proud of my gifts, that she cares for me, even though it was a power like mine that was responsible for her curse. But less than a year until the curse will kill her, any future I might see with Aurora is swiftly disintegrated, and she can't stand to kiss yet another stupid prince. I want to help her. If my power began her curse, maybe it can lift it. Perhaps together we can forge a new world. Nonsense again, because we all know how this story ends, don't we? Aurora is a beautiful princess, and I am a villain. This word retelling is sure to get me interested in a book. When I saw Malice was like the Imagine of a Sleeping Beauty perspective in it, of the villain, I just knew I had to read it because it was intriguing, and like I said at the beginning, I love a good retelling. This is my first time reading a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and it was amazing. This includes many key elements of Sleeping Beauties, as well as a dash of other fairy tales like Cinderella, but weaves into their new world and stories in a refreshing way. From the start, I really enjoyed the world building and how the society of Briar is dissipated. The upper classes are selfish and vain, obsessed with beauty and luxury. They will constantly go to the Grace and ask for more elixirs to become more beauty, to make their line do all sorts of stuff. And every week they constantly come in to get the same elixir over and over. And for the Grace, it's costing the money for them. In return for the services, Graces receive payment and invitations to parties. But then when their magic fades, they also fade out the spotlight. Graces have a little control over their lives due to the Grace laws. And although their lives seem glamorous on the outside, there's an insidious undercurrent to the way their society functions. Good and evil isn't so simple here, as almost every character falls somewhere in between. Heather Waters did an amazing job of showing Elise's her side of the story and made me sympathise for her character. And seeing how her character evolves during the book is what kept me really hooked. Elise is known as the Dark Grace and has been mistreated her whole life because of her magical blood runs green instead of gold. People avoid her in the street, and the other grocers she lives with call her names. Little things like, so in the place that she works in, they treat her like some kind of like a slave, like Cinderella, like almost kind of like story. But she gets more of the. It seems like she gets kind of almost more of the customers as well. She's given a silver plate instead of a gold one at dinner parties. All these shows signs how Alice is shunned by society, but yet they come to her lair for the dark elixirs, happy to use her magic for their own purposes, while despising and villainizing her at the same time. In some ways, the focus is more on Alice's personal development than on romance, but I did enjoy seeing Alice's and Aurora's feelings slowly grow for each other. Despite seemingly being opposite, Alice and Aurora have a lot in common, both feeling trapped in their situations. Aurora has as the future queen is if she can survive the curse placed on her family. So obviously the sleeping curse, blah blah blah. She has to find a prince to wake her up and all that stuff. Wants to make a bright a better place and admire her determination and passion for her vision. But overall, this was an excellent read. I fully enjoyed it to my courses. I think I maybe read this in about a week. I literally full on got it and done with, and you know what? I just did it. Got it over with, and it was fun to do. Although there were some twists, and I found most events a little bit predictable, I am, however, intrigued to see what the story in the turns the story takes in the sequel, as there's a lot of potential for some unexpected twists. I would recommend this book to anyone who loves hero villains, retellings, romance, to morally great characters and intriguing magic systems. This was absolutely amazing. I cannot say enough praises about this. Go and read this book, guys. If you have never read a Sleeping Beauty retelling, this was a great one to read. And it's a big chunky book, but to be honest, guys, it was so good and I loved it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for the next book review, because I cannot wait to read that one. Anyway, bye. Peace.